So CANNovation Summit 2023 is taking place this Friday, the 6th of October at the Mercure Conference Centre in Windhoek under the theme Building Forward with Innovation, Unity and Sustainability. And the summit promises to go beyond standard discussions with groundbreaking strategies, cutting-edge insights and transformative solutions geared towards rebuilding our economy and societies with resilience and foresight. So joining us in studio to tell us more is Chevening alumni Michelle Hailonga, who's going to tell us more about the first of its kind CANNovation Summit that's happening this Friday. Good afternoon, Michelle, and welcome to 99 FM.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Let's get straight into it. Can you just give us a bit of a background and overview of the CANNovation Summit 2023 and its main objectives?
Yes, I'll start with the Chevening Alumni Network of Namibia. It's basically a network that consists of all the former recipients of the Chevening Scholarship, which is a scholarship funded by the Commonwealth Secretariat of the UK government that sponsors all the Commonwealth country members to study master's degrees in the UK. So obviously as recipients of that scholarship, we've then come back to our countries, most of us anyways, to apply what we've learned. And also we formed this network, and through the network we want to now set up a platform through this summit that will bring together the minds of Namibians, and discuss the different sessions that we'll be hosting, which is let me just get that here, which is basically the economy, ESG, public health, and education.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just on the theme as well, building forward with innovation, unity, and sustainability for the summit. Why that specific theme?
Well, basically, we want to discuss how these current sectors, which is the four themes I just mentioned, how they are at their current state, and also what can we do to better them so that we have we create a better future for us Namibians. So when we think of future, you think innovation, doing things better, basically. So that's why the theme is how you mentioned it. So we just want to see what is our current status and how can we build a better future for Namibians.
You mentioned the key focus. Can you elaborate a bit more on the significance of focusing on the economy? You mentioned the environmental, social, and governance, education, and public health as the key areas of discussion. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on specifically? Let's touch on education specifically for this question.
Education.
Yes.
Education is what's producing our human resources. For me, it's the most important factor of everything.
Yes.
We've seen without human resources, there is no other sector, basically. So, which makes the education sector very important. So we need to see what is it currently doing. Is it providing the resources that we need to build a better Namibia? What can be done if it's not doing what it's supposed to do? So basically, that's why we need to have this conversation regarding education.
What can be done better, and what other steps can be taken, to make it better for the future generation, as it were. Yeah. Some of the challenges, specific challenges or opportunities in these four critical areas that the summit aims to address. We did, of course, mention, education already in that instance. Can you also then highlight some of the key speakers or thought leaders who will be participating at the summit on Friday?
There's many. I'll start with economy. We have Dr. Anicia Peters, who is the CEO of NCRST and also the chair for the Namibia Presidential Task Force, and also a research professor. So very important person there who can give us a lot of insight. We have Robert Eyman, who is the head of the SME Development Bank of Namibia. And also Miss I'm going to murder her name, she must forgive me. But I'll just say Miss Mahatla. Hopefully that's how you pronounce her name. She is coming from Botswana to join us. She is also a Chevening alumna, and she is an expert in international financial cooperation. So, she'll give us a lot of insight with how the economy runs just beyond the Namibian borders. Then we also have Miss Rusa Nandango, who is a group economist at First Rand Namibia. They're major key players in how the economy runs in Namibia. And for ESG, we have Ms. Louise Helen Brown, who's the founder and director of Triple Capital. She's a climate finance expert, so...
And that's also a very important conversation, especially right now with the climate conversation around the world.
Exactly. And the climate conversation, I think, largely informed the whole movement of ESG. So then we also have Mr. Moses Machayi, who's the CEO of the city of Windhoek. He's also a Chevening alumni. He'll also bring his insights with, I guess how cities are run. He's an expert in human resource management. So we'll hear a lot about that from him. And also we have Mr. Benedict Libanda, who's the CEO of the EIF, the Environmental Investment Fund. And they run a lot of the climate initiatives in the country. So there's a lot of wisdom to hear from him there. And then we have Ms. Tony Beekers, who is head of ESG at Hyphen Namibia. And, there's big conversations with green hydrogen and what it can do for the country. So a lot of wisdom to hear from her
A lot
as
of
well.
speakers, yeah. So this is the first of its kind CANNovation Summit, Michelle. Is the idea to have it every year, every second year? Is the idea to make it a thing from here on forward?
Right now, I don't have a clear answer on that, but that would be great if we could do that. But of course, funding would always play a role in that aspect. But I think it will be the start of a great conversation, and to continue that conversation would be very important. So if possible, by all means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michelle, before we let you go, for our listeners who are tuned in right now, how can they and organizations be involved in or support the initiative that may emerge from the summit?
So first of all, the best participation would be to attend the summit.
Yes.
So please register at our website, cannamibia.com. It's a very easy process. You just go there. There's a registration tab. You fill in the form. You submit it. And
is there a fee attached?
If you're a Chevening alumni, it's free. If you were invited by an alumni, it's 100 Namibian dollars. But if you're just part of the general public, it's 200 Namibian dollars.
Okay.
Which you can also pay either with EFT with the banking details provided online, or you can come pay on site.
On site at the venue.
Bring cash, yes.
Bring cash, yes. No swiping, no any of that.
Yeah.
Michelle, thank you so much for coming to share with us. The first of its kind CANNovation Summit 2023. Thank you for bringing back the knowledge, as you said, and of course creating this so the conversation can be held, because I do understand and I do think that it's important for young people especially to have these conversations. So thank you so much for, bringing it back home, as you said, and look forward to having another CANNovation Summit for 2024 after this one.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. As of course, Michelle Hailonga in studio. She is a Chevening alumni who is, of course, part of the CANNovation Summit 2023 that's taking place this Friday. It's being held under the theme Building Forward with Innovation, Unity and Sustainability, and it is taking place at the Mercure Conference Centre in Windhoek. As she mentioned, go and check it out on their website, submit the form. If you were invited, you pay $100. If you are an alumni, you don't have to pay, but if you are part of the general public, it is $200 to attend. It's happening this Friday, so do go check that out. It's Treza in the afternoon. Here is Chris Brown.